The View is off the air, finally.
People online are split about this.
Something huge just happened that's shaking Hollywood to its core. Picture this, a quiet morning at Whoopi Goldberg's sprawling estate. Birds chirping, the usual calm in the neighborhood, when out of nowhere, a convoy of black SUVs pulls up and a swarm of federal agents descends on her property. Yes, you heard that right. The FBI conducted a full-on raid at Whoopi Goldberg's home, and the whispers on the street, they're tying it to the murky, scandal-ridden world of Jeffrey Epstein. What could they possibly be looking for? Why Whoopi? And most importantly, what does this mean for her career, her legacy, and the people she's been connected to over the years?
Here at Epstein's Palm Beach home is where much of the alleged abuse took place, according to court documents as far back as 2001.
Let's dive right in, because this is one of the most shocking stories to hit the entertainment world in a long time. Witnesses described the scene as something straight out of a movie. Federal agents were everywhere, storming into her home, combing through rooms, and even loading boxes into vehicles. According to sources close to the situation, they confiscated a range of items, documents, electronic devices, and what's being described as personal effects that could hold key information. This wasn't your typical search warrant. It was serious, coordinated, and had everyone in the neighborhood buzzing. Imagine seeing something like this play out in real time, right outside your window. Now, here's where it gets even more intriguing. Insiders are claiming that this raid might be connected to the ongoing fallout from the Epstein scandal. Yes, that Epstein. His name has been a dark cloud over the elite circles of Hollywood, politics, and finance for years, and it seems the story isn't over yet. Rumors have swirled for ages about a so-called client list and the potential involvement of high-profile figures, but now Whoopi Goldberg's name is being thrown into the mix. Could it be that the FBI found something that links her to that web of scandal? Or is this a case of someone else's misdeeds dragging her into the spotlight?
The structure behind me is the main building on this island, and it has hosted American politicians.
The raid also brings into focus Whoopi's long-standing Hollywood connections. Over the years, she has been photographed at countless elite events, rubbing shoulders with some of the most powerful and influential figures in entertainment, politics, and business. While this is nothing unusual for a celebrity of her stature, it does raise eyebrows when viewed through the lens of this investigation. It's no secret that Epstein's network was built on high-profile relationships, and some are now wondering if the authorities are digging into Whoopi's past associations to uncover potential links. Could her attendance at certain events or friendships with particular individuals now be under scrutiny? Adding fuel to the fire are the resurfaced claims that several Hollywood insiders may have been aware of Epstein's activities long before they became public knowledge. Whispers of a don't ask, don't tell culture have plagued the industry for years, with some alleging that silence was bought or coerced to protect reputations. If any evidence seized from Whoopi's estate ties her to such knowledge, it could be a game changer. The entertainment world, already grappling with past scandals, could face a fresh reckoning. And while Whoopi has always been a vocal advocate on social issues, critics are now questioning whether she knew more than she ever let on.
Just for the record, you've been on his private plane.
Yes.
You've been to stay on his private island.
Yes.
Meanwhile, sources close to Whoopi have reportedly dismissed the idea of any wrongdoing on her part, calling the raid a complete misunderstanding. They claim the FBI's interest in her estate may stem from a third-party connection, someone she may have worked with or known socially who was involved in Epstein's sphere. However, this explanation hasn't stopped the rumor mill from churning. With no official word from investigators or Whoopi's team, the vacuum of information is being filled with speculation, and as we all know, in Hollywood, perception can often become reality. What makes this even more baffling is Whoopi's public persona. For decades, she's been a beloved actress, comedian, and talk show host, a household name who's used her platform to speak out on social and political issues. She's been a strong advocate for justice, equality, and transparency, so this raid feels completely out of left field. Naturally, the public reaction has been a mix of shock, disbelief, and, let's face it, a little bit of schadenfreude. Social media has exploded with theories, some reasonable, others completely off the rails. One corner of the internet is convinced this is part of a broader conspiracy involving Hollywood elites, while others are questioning whether this is just a misunderstanding blown out of proportion. Either way, people can't stop talking about it.
This is Jeffrey Epstein, multimillionaire, hedge fund manager, businessman with famous, powerful friends, and also convicted offender.
Major news outlets are, of course, all over this story, and the headlines are as dramatic as you'd expect. Whoopi Goldberg's estate raided, ties to Epstein network, Hollywood star under investigation amid scandal. It's the kind of coverage that fuels endless speculation. And then there's the tabloid circus. Every minor detail is being dissected, every past connection or comment she's made is being re-examined. What's truly fascinating, though, is how her colleagues in the entertainment industry are reacting. Some are standing by her, emphasizing her decades of contributions to Hollywood and society. Others, well, let's just say their silence is deafening. And what about Whoopi herself? So far, she stayed completely silent. No statements, no press conferences, nothing. Her social media accounts, usually buzzing with posts and updates, have gone dark. It's as if she's gone into full damage control mode behind the scenes. Reports suggest that she's already hired a team of high-powered attorneys to handle the situation, which only adds to the air of mystery. If there's truly nothing to hide, why the sudden radio silence? Then again, if you were in her shoes, wouldn't you be doing everything you could to protect yourself and your reputation?
The list mentions around 150 people, including politicians, celebrities, friends, business associates, and alleged victims.
Now, here's where things get even messier. Remember Pam Bondi's recent debacle with the so-called Epstein files, when she hyped up a big reveal and handed out binders full of old, redacted documents that offered absolutely nothing new? Well, some sources are speculating that the timing of this raid might be connected to new leads stemming from that fiasco. Could it be that the FBI is finally piecing together the puzzle and uncovering new names, new connections, and new evidence? And if so, what role does Whoopi Goldberg play in all of this? Was she merely a bystander who got caught up in the wrong crowd, or is there more to the story? The implications of this raid are enormous. For Whoopi, this could mean the end of her career as we know it. She's been one of the central figures on The View for years, and while the show thrives on controversy, this is a whole new level. Imagine trying to navigate this scandal on live television while facing the court of public opinion. It's a nightmare scenario for anyone, let alone someone with her level of fame and influence.
I want to get into this Epstein thing a little bit. I think the American people are very curious about who's on this list, or these lists. You have been doggedly trying to get all the information, and now we learn, thanks to you, that you've been stonewalled by people in New York.
But it's not just about Whoopi. This raid could have a domino effect across Hollywood and beyond. If the FBI did uncover something significant, you can bet they'll use it to go after other high-profile individuals. This could be the tip of the iceberg in an investigation that's been simmering for years. Remember when lawyer Tony Busby announced he was representing over 150 accusers in cases tied to Epstein's network? He even hinted that the names involved would shock people. Could this be the beginning of those shocking revelations? And let's not forget the global implications. The Epstein scandal isn't just a Hollywood problem. It's a web that stretches across industries and continents. Politicians, business magnates, philanthropists, no one is immune to scrutiny. If this raid leads to new discoveries, it could send shockwaves through some of the most powerful circles in the world. What makes this story so captivating is how little we actually know. The FBI has been tight-lipped, refusing to comment on the specifics of the raid. Without concrete details, we're left with a swirling vortex of rumors, innuendos, and unanswered questions. Did they find something damning in Whoopi's home, or is this just a case of being in the wrong place at the wrong time? And more importantly, what happens next?
I don't think anything's going to come up back because all these people are all connected. Judges,
That's the
politicians.
Will Whoopi Goldberg break her silence and address these allegations head on? Or will she let her legal team do the talking while she tries to ride out the storm? And what does this mean for the broader investigation into Epstein's network? Are we finally about to see some real accountability? Or is this just another chapter in a story that's been shrouded in secrecy for far too long? As we wait for more details to emerge, one thing is clear: this story is far from over. The raid on Whoopi Goldberg's estate is just the beginning of what could be a much larger, much more explosive narrative. And while we don't have all the answers yet, you can bet the world will be watching closely to see how this unfolds. So, what do you think? Is Whoopi an innocent bystander caught in the crossfire? Or is there something deeper going on here? Could this be the moment when Hollywood's dirty secrets finally come to light? Or is this just another sensational story that will fizzle out with time? Let us know your thoughts, and don't forget to stay tuned for more updates. This is a story you won't want to miss.